What's up, YouTube? My Cowboys family, bringing you guys another update on the Dallas Cowboys, and of course the whole Ezekiel Elliott injunction, some moves the Cowboys made today as far as picking up some people, cutting some people. So we'll go ahead and give us just a minute to go ahead and finish getting set up, guys, and we'll be right with you.
Just 1 minute. Free Zeke.
Not even. Yes. Let's see here. Cowboys family. All right.
Okay.
Looks like we can hear ourselves. We sound good.
What's up, everyone?
Or at least not bad. Let's see. Dallas Cowboys.
I should do that, right? We should do that.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and honestly, guys, we're about to hop into the whole Zeke mess and really break it down, get into some more details, since we did just kind of go over the major facts in both short live streams earlier today, guys. Yeah. So, you know, Dallas Cowboys football news, Manuel, Bobby Johnson, Dano, thanks for joining us. And you know what? I like Zelda news better. No, I don't like Zelda news better because you know what, guys? I mean, let me go ahead. We can go ahead and just go ahead and start talking about the Zeke thing now. We covered it a little bit earlier. So Zeke will be playing against the Giants week one. That's the biggest, hands down biggest news, guys. He will definitely be on the field. Now, as far as for the rest of that time, he might not be out there week two if the NFL decides to push down that it, you know. Well, so yeah, you can go ahead and, since you know more about the actual what the judge said.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. And Patrick, you're wrong about that. Sorry, we're gonna sweep you guys. But let's just start with week one against your Giants. The nerves are starting to come out. All the Giant fans are getting nervous. So what's up, everybody? Obviously, there's a lot of good and bad from today's
so Patrick,
ruling.
Thanks for joining us. Steve, how are you doing?
I will say this, guys. Listen, as far as the Zeke situation is concerned, he is playing week one, as you said, against the New York Giants. And, you know, the Giant fans are getting a little nervous, and the Giant players actually maybe not even expected this to happen this way. So this is, you know, I guess they assumed that it would probably be reduced or something, but he would definitely be out week one. I know I heard a lot of that from their fans. But obviously they were wrong, and you know we have Zeke for at least this first game. Now, guys, anything after that, like you said, is kind of a question mark, guys. We get the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Rams, a bye, the Green Bay Packers, the 49ers, and the Washington Redskins. So taking the Giants out, if everything stays the way it is as it is right now, he gets to play in this game because it was a late. Well, two reasons. It was after the 4:30 time frame, which is really only him getting paid. That means he's going to get paid for the game. Yeah. But NFL still could have, believe it or not, they still could have held him out and made him sit out of this game, according to the collective bargaining agreement. So, guys, the thing was that in the case, and this is what Zeke's lawyers and representatives did, they kind of forced the judge, they forced the judge's hand to kind of force the NFL to say, hey, he's over that limit already. You got to give the team, you know, time to prepare properly. You know, the Cowboys, you know, or his bosses, basically, you know, the team he works, the people he works for, the Dallas Cowboys. And it's unfair practice to keep him holding out and not knowing if he's going to be playing or not playing or what the situation is. So because the NFL released their findings at like 7:15 p.m. or yes, actually 8:15 p.m., that's why that, you know, it was so late after a deadline. That's why that the judge wanted to ask the NFL what's going on. He pushed the lawyers, and they had to answer it, and the answer was, you know, he can play. He's eligible for that game. Now, you know, there's a lot of people saying, oh, they still could take that away from Zeke, or they still could deny him that. Yeah. Not really, because it's under oath. It's under the court of law, guys. It's not like a Tom Brady situation where they said, oh, yeah, we'll let him play. Or like somebody said, Randy Gregory. Yeah. What happened last year, that they said he could play in the playoffs. And then
they changed their mind and said, well, no, actually he can't play.
Right,
so
they pulled the rug out from underneath him. Right, they pulled the rug out from underneath him. And then, you know, that situation is different, though. That was the NFL's court. You understand? This is not the NFL's court anymore. This is now the federal court. So that changes a lot of things, guys. And this actually, you know, solidifies him playing this weekend against the New York Giants Sunday night. Be there. Now, the bad news part, guys, is the fact that, as expected, Harold Henderson, the guy who was the arbitrator for Zeke's appeal on a 6-game suspension for domestic violence, decided to, as expected, not reduce the games at all and uphold the 6-game suspension, guys. Obviously, that sucks, because now that 6 games, no matter what happens, unless it's scrapped from the books by a federal law, a federal judge, that 6 games is gonna have to be served sometime, one day. So I mean, right now, what it looks like is, okay, let's assume nothing changes. He plays against, he won't be there from the Denver game all the way till the Redskin game, and then he'll be back after that. So that's the way it would stand. Now, the other part of this, which is kind of the good news, the judge never came back with a ruling yet as far as if he's going to impose a stay to investigate this more, to see if the NFL broke any rules, which it seems they did when it comes to suppressing evidence, because the judge was really pissed off, really upset about the fact that it seemed like Roger Goodell never testified in this court case. Under oath, right? Tiffany Thompson never testified in this court case under oath. Same set for this hearing, for the hearing for Zeke's injunction, restraining order, stay, whatever you want to call it.
And I think the judge also had a lot of concerns about how one of the people who was on the board, I guess, or the deciding people on whether or not Zeke should be suspended, Kia Roberts, the fact that her findings and her comments were kind of being suppressed by the people involved, and the fact that Goodell didn't really want to acknowledge the things that she was saying. So he was very concerned about the fact that they were trying to silence, I think he said, the dissenting opinion or the contrary opinion, something along those lines. So basically, he didn't like the way that they were handling that. So it definitely doesn't look good for kind of a suppression of evidence thing, and it just makes, again, the NFL looks bad, guys. The whole way they've handled this has just been a mess from start to finish. So right now, it does look like Zeke, I think by Friday at 5 is when, so Friday at 5 is Central time, so 6 o'clock Eastern time for us here. We will know more on what the judge has to say, and of course, that'll determine whether Zeke will be playing. And again, if the injunction goes through, it means he'll play the entire 2017 season, most likely, because it will take about 4 to 5 months. Now, that does mean some danger for the playoffs if we do make it that far. And I don't see the NFL having any kind of leniency in saying, no, they're gonna look to try and suspend him then. So I just want to say a quick shout out, Shallow Hal. How are you doing? Lorraine Elliott, Regier Productions, Manuel, Preston. So, and Preston, we kind of answered that. So, he depends on what happens with the injunction. If the injunction is basically approved and it goes through in Zeke's favor, that means he will play the entire 2017 regular season. He should. So, the only way that he wouldn't play the entire season is if a decision is made before the end of the regular season, and it comes out against him, meaning that the NFL can uphold their suspension, and then he would be suspended immediately. So most likely, and usually these kinds of cases take about 4 to 5 months. So that does mean the entire regular season. It does kind of cross into playoff Super Bowl time. So of course, if the injunction is not granted, which it looks like it is going to be granted, but we can't, we can't say anything definitively. If it's not granted, that means that he will have to serve the 6 games immediately, which is why he might miss week 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as well, exactly. And I wanted to say that according to Zeke and his representatives, his attorneys, they're fighting this all the way, guys, to the end, to the 0 games, or he's going to have to take the 6 games. And, the only way it's going to be wiped off is if a judge can be convinced that there was actually a civil rights violation and again, withholding evidence, slandering him. These things would be something that would get him off. It's about proving it, though, guys. It's not about his guilt or innocence, about the domestic violence. That has nothing to do with this case, 0. So even though we know that, if you truly look at the evidence of what's shown in front of your eyes, you can see that he's not guilty at the very least, or at least cannot be proven to be guilty of any kind of abuse to this woman, from what we've seen in the evidence, from what the NFL has released. So, from Zeke's side, we hear his story, and we don't hear the NFL even really giving any information on why. Really, nothing about, just we felt this way, basically. So, based on that, the only way that this is going to be overturned, because the NFL can do this, is if a judge does it. And Zeke and his staff and his team are going to fight this, guys, to the end. Yes. Now, in the end, it might mean that he might have to be suspended 2018 for 6 games. It might mean that he might miss some of the games in the middle of the season. It might mean that he might miss this first 6 games after the Giants game he's going to miss. Or it might mean the worst case would be missing the playoffs and the Super Bowl. He would miss 6 games, and NFL's not going to give him a break on that. If they didn't give one to Randy Gregory last season, didn't let him play in the playoffs, they're not going to let Zeke play in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially not after this entire fiasco.
I mean, he's dragging them through the mud. Like, they're dragging him through the mud first, and he's doing what needs to be done. And I support Zeke, so free Zeke and do it. You know, the first step is getting this injunction to go through, and the judge approves it. If he does and he grants it, then we'll see Zeke probably for the whole entire, hopefully for the whole entire season, and we can really focus and really do the us against the world with Zeke. I think that's going to be a big plus for us if we can get Zeke back there. Just him back there this week is going to inspire the team, the players. They're all on his side, guys. I mean, even some of the other teams' players are on his side. They know the deal. And even some of the owners, especially obviously Jerry Jones. So, guys, it's got to play out. It's not about fairness anymore when it comes to the NFL. We know they're not going to play fair.
It's not going to be fair. It's never been fair.
And if you want to say it's fair as far as the collective bargaining agreement, then yes, that is fair. But the bargaining agreement in the way that it's written is general. It's just seems unfair from the start. Players are going to be upset. They might strike one of these seasons before they have to redo this the CBA. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of this, guys.
So I mean that's pretty much it as far as most of the Ezekiel Elliott stuff for now. But we will keep you guys updated as soon as any new information keeps coming in. Yes. So let's go. Steve Scoggins. They have the hardest schedule in the NFL. They have the 6th hardest. So, I mean, look, Cowboys, 6th hardest, whatever hardest.
We're
definitely
one of the best teams,
one of the hardest for sure. But we're also, exactly.
So we have to live up to that, guys. I mean, it's going to be a hard schedule. We're going to probably split those games, those tough ones. We have to at least split those games if we're a top team, guys. If we're not a top team, then no need to split. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's our Dallas Cowboys for life. Thanks for joining us. Bobby Johnson, clear his name exactly. This is just the beginning of a long war. Steve Scoggins. Yeah, again, a lot of dirty laundry has already started to come out. You know, expect it to get worse as the court case goes on, obviously. So, prediction for the season. Sheik, if you want to go back and check out our previous video, we actually did already do a Cowboys prediction video. I don't think too much has changed. I think we would still probably put them at 11-5.
That's what we said, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to go 11-5. So, and then Bobby, exactly. That woman is garbage. So, let me see. Just take it like Brady did his 4 games. Snead's gonna take his 3. Zeke will be good. The point is that he doesn't want to take it because he's not guilty of the thing he's being accused of. And now, because of the way that the NFL and Goodell and the investigator handled the case, this could end up turning against them. And they almost had it in the bag, and they still possibly could. You know, it's still very complicated from here, guys. So we just have to let the judge make his decision and see where it goes from there. So. Let's see. We all knew this was coming. Don't see why everyone's upset.
I agree with that. I mean,
yeah, but at the same time, I hate to sound silly, but I guess we all were a little hopeful.
I mean, always obviously hopeful, but with the Henderson situation and Roger Goodell, it's just a puppet for him. We assumed that it was going to be either them trying to beg Zeke to not take this to the next level, and the NFL came back, swinging. They tried to get it thrown out yesterday. Last night, they had they sent in a motion to try to get this thing completely scrubbed off the books because they said, well, how can you put an injunction or a motion in for something that's not even happened yet? So the NFL wasn't going to take this lightly. And yeah, we knew that it was going to probably be, I think someone had said it earlier, not in the stream, but in a post, in a comment, that it was going to be either 6 or 0. I mean, that's pretty much what it has to kind of be. And that's unfortunate because the NFL can't go back on their word about the domestic violence thing. Because if they go any less than 6, then you're not really doing it for domestic. It doesn't really qualify almost as a domestic violence suspension, punishment, and that's what the NFL wants to make sure they push. Hey guys, if you look at a woman, you're suspended. So it just seems very unfair. And again, I understand the NFL is not doing this to protect women. They're doing this to help their image. And that's what it's about. This shield right here, someone said earlier we should block it out. That's why I'm going to try to hold this way so it covers it up constantly, guys. Yeah. But listen, this whole Zeke situation, some suckiness about it and some great things about it. So that are coming from it. But of course, obviously we wish this never would have happened. And if Zeke has to be gone, if he's gone this season, we do have capable running backs. Guys, we've discussed this a million times. Yeah. We'll be okay, but Zeke adds another dimension, and we're going to see it. We're going to see it Sunday night against those Giants.
So excited, guys. But Dallas Cowboys for life. Any update on Jordan Lewis? So great question. Yeah, we actually do.
Yeah, we have a bunch of updates. Before we get to them, I do want to say something, guys. We have a Redskins video. Okay, it's just a kind of a preview of what we expect. And again, we're not experts on the Redskins, Eagles, or Giants by no means. So we don't mind your guys' opinions and your guys ideas and stuff and comments about all the teams.
You guys think about the other NFC East teams, but since we are Cowboy fans and they are obviously our biggest rivals, we did want to kind of look at them a little bit more since we're playing them twice this year. And
we play everybody twice, guys. And we're gonna we did the Redskins today. Tomorrow we're gonna put out the Eagles video. So I know we have a lot of Eagle fans on here. Not really many Redskin fans, but a lot of Eagle fans on here. That's tomorrow's video, guys. You can see our opinions and our predictions about how the Eagles are gonna do tomorrow. In our opinion for this season. And then Thursday, of course, our opponent for Sunday, the New York Giants. That's our last, opposite any other opposing team videos that we're going to do like this. It's just a beginning of the season preview.
Yes, definitely make sure to keep your eye out for that. Yep. And, of course, tomorrow, our Eagle preview as well. So, David Pence, how are you doing today?
What's up? And so that's the first thing. Number 2, guys, the thumbs up, the likes.
Make sure to hit like. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And hit the little bell so you don't miss any notifications when we go live or post any videos, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have the game day live stream, unless the hurricane, does not allow us. We don't have power or something like that. We'll do whatever we can, though, guys, to get that game. We're in Florida, so the Hurricane Irene, or what's her name? Irma is headed our way, 185-mile-an-hour winds. So, we'll be safe. We'll take it easy. We're going to take all precautions, but we got to watch our Cowboys Sunday night, guys. So whatever it takes, we're going to be watching them. I do want to say that we'll be live game day stream for our reactions. And, we have these daily videos every day. So that's why when you said about the notifications, you hit the little bell. We had 2 kind of breaking notifications today. One of the first ones to really report about the whole Zeke thing, the initial thing where he was going to play against the Giants. We put that out there, and guys, you guys responded. So thank you guys out there in the YouTube world and all the Cowboy fans, NFL fans, everybody. Thank you. Yes, for sure. So
I just want to make a little comment to Rajir Productions. He said, I admit it, I'm a Patriots fan for 12 years. Please let the Jets be competitive against the Patriots. I just talked to my sister today. She is a big Patriots fan. She was talking about how miserable she was after watching a training camp, and I told her, relax, calm down, and you guys will be fine, especially because you're facing the Jets. And she said that, it's boring to watch those games because, there's no real competition, that, it's not as fun to, just see, her team just step all over everyone. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever.
I dispute that. It's fun to see your team crush everybody, guys. I don't know about your sister, but I say I want to see the Cowboys destroy everyone.
From the Cowboys, but at the same time, she's been on the, you guys as Patriots, you guys have had, you're way too spoiled right now. So
yeah, but we've been spoiled too as Cowboy fans. At least us old guys that kind of know those Super Bowl years in the 90s, and the older guys that know the ones in the 70s. So I mean, listen, we know about that. I mean, we know the Patriots, the team you love to hate right now. We're always a team everybody loves to hate because we're America's team. They hate that, and we have 5 Super Bowls. They hate that. So look, it's the Patriots. I don't see really much of a letdown from them this year. Actually, I think they've improved, to be honest, and that's scary. So maybe we'll be seeing them in the Super Bowl this season. Now let's move on to some other news, guys. We do have a lot of Cowboy news that maybe you guys not even been thinking about or paying attention about because everything's been about Zeke. But there's a lot of new news, guys. So let's start with Tyrone Crawford, guys, number 98. You remember his ankle injury about the second and a half, third week of training camp. We thought it was broken. We thought it was out for the year. He's Jerry Jones and a lot of other people said he's back, guys. He's going to be ready to roll with the starters or the backups in the rotation week 1 against the Giants. So we have Zeke. We have Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah, guys, that's awesome. That's great news, especially considering that we thought we had lost him possibly for the year or at least half the season. So great to see Tyrone Crawford healthy, getting back out on the field and hopefully performing for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, he had one of his best training camps until the issue with the ankle. So again, if it keeps going, we'll see. Hey, I see go Texans. All right, you guys are in Dallas, and you guys are in Houston and Texas.
I will say, my thoughts are with you guys.
Yeah, we donated some money, and we hope that you guys are recovering there. We're getting ready. We're buckling down for our hurricane here on our way here. Harvey. Now another situation, guys. 2 of the rookies, okay, Chidobe Awuzie, and Xavier Woods. They both have been injured with hamstrings and issues throughout the whole training camp. Played sparingly in a game or 2 in preseason. They're expected to play, guys, against the Giants week 1. So now we have Zeke. We have Tyrone Crawford back. We have Cheeto. We have Xavier. So, guys, that's 4 guys out there we got back. that really we didn't know if we were going to have any of them, for this game against the Giants. So that's 4 bonuses right there. Of course, Zeke being the big one. Now, on the bad side here, Jordan Lewis, guys. You guys asked about Jordan Lewis. Unfortunately, his hammy still having issues, and they're not expecting him to play. He's not. Doesn't look like he's going to play this week, and there's still a slight chance, but don't expect it, guys. He'll probably be on the inactive. That's my guess. He'll be on the inactive roster. He won't be on the 46 game day roster.
Yeah, so one guy who has been dealing with injuries but might play is Chaz Green. So if Chaz Green can stay healthy, he will be the starter for week 1. So, right. But obviously, again, if he stays healthy, if he can be healthy this week. When
you say starter, we must specify because he's been playing tackle behind Tyron Smith.
True.
Obviously, he's not going to be taking over Tyron Smith's spot. And I was actually hoping he would be the backup and have Jonathan Cooper start at left guard. But like you said, it's going to be, according to the Cowboys front office, it's going to be, right now they have listed Chaz Green as the official left guard starter. Yes. I'm not really happy about that. I don't want to see him get hurt, and then, I don't mind Jonathan Cooper in there too much. I mean, I know Chaz Green at his best is better than Jonathan Cooper.
But I think that Tyron Smith insurance is so much more important to the
Cowboys important,
guys. Than sacrificing that instead of having Jonathan Cooper. I mean, I guess I don't see what Jonathan Cooper has done so bad. I know Chaz Green is better, but is it worth taking that risk?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to lose that, like you said, the back insurance we have for Tyron Smith. I mean, and that's Chaz Green, and he is weak at that spot. And that's why we kept guys like Byron Bell and Joe Looney, because these guys are versatile and can play multiple positions, tackle. We can move Lyle Collins if need be to a guard or to the other tackle if it had to come to that for Dak's blind side. So there's a lot of things we have with our 8 offensive linemen that are going to be, on the 53 roster. So, I mean, Jonathan Cooper, I think we should have been the starter. He's not looked horrible. He just doesn't look great. And we know Chaz Green can look great when he's out there healthy, which is rare. So, take it as you may, guys. That the Cowboys are saying Chaz Green will be starting left guard as of this moment, guys. And it's not 100%, but as of the moment, it seems like that's going to happen. And let's see, we have still some days left before game day.
Yeah, and then Manuel Corona, I just want to say, he said, now how about Switzer? So he was expected to play in the Houston game that got canceled. So he should be playing week 1 against the Giants for sure. So definitely expect to see Switzer. Yes, out there on the field. It's very excited.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be doing punt returns, guys. That's going to be his main thing. Obviously, we have 4 other good receivers. But we, at the same time, though, when they have certain packages they want to put him in, maybe I hope to see him one of these days. Maybe not right in the beginning of the season, but as a third down Lance Dunbar type running back on 3rd down and 12, when maybe we can get him to, block for a second, roll off, and, a little chip block, and then go a little screen, and then let him just shoot down the field, follow those big guys. He's so small, they're so big. I mean, I've seen him do it with Cole Beasley in training camp this season. You never know if they're going to throw Switzer in there. So, good question about Switzer. I mean, he's out there.
New York Giant for Life 2007. Hurricane coming. Who cares? Football coming, guys.
That's the way we feel.
Yeah, so we're trying to work around the hurricane to make sure we still have football. We're, finding every avenue possible to make sure we still have football.
But family's family, guys, so we got to protect them first, obviously, and then ourselves, and we will be safe, guys. No worries. But hey, listen, even if we're in the tub right now, watching the game with off our phones and streaming on the other phone, we'll do whatever it takes, guys, to do whatever we can to get the reaction, because this is gonna be a big game, guys. It's a huge. Not big. It's a huge game, guys. This could be the tiebreaker at the end of the season to who wins the division. Because I think the Giants are going to be up there with us. So this is a huge game, guys. And to get Zeke back for this one, basically we traded off the home game against the Giants to open the season to have Zeke. And if it stays the way it is, we're giving up the Redskin game. We're taking Zeke out of that game, which I think that game is in Washington. I'm not 100%. I'll check on that. But that game, we won't have Zeke against the Redskins, which I think is we can survive without him in that game. I'd rather have him in the Giants, and that's a more important game as far as I think all of us can relate. That the Giant game we want to win.
Well, actually, a guy from my Cowboys family said at least Zeke will play against the Giants, but Odell might not play. So the excuses are going to be pouring in. So guys, that is some unfortunate Giants news that obviously will affect the Cowboys. If Odell doesn't, we want Odell out there. We want the Giants at 100% because we don't want to hear excuses. But it looks like Odell, is still having some, rehabbing. He's still having some issues with that ankle. Nothing has been determined 100%, but it's not necessarily looking good for Odell Beckham Jr. As of this point. So we'll definitely let you know. Nothing's been declared officially, I believe. So
and nothing has gone either way. It just the reports are just that he's looking like he's it's taken him a little bit longer to get back to where he needs to be to really be productive in this game. He's still gonna look at 70% Odell Beckham. He's still gonna do some damage, but he's not gonna be the same kind of player. I want him at 100% if possible. I hope he gets back there healthy, and I want to see us defeat them with everybody on their team, guys. And I see all the Giant fans there. Hey, we take all you guys. We're going to do the Giant video on Thursday. So, guys, make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe and the little bell so you can get the notifications when we do post. We do daily videos, sometimes twice, 3 times. Today, we had 4 videos, guys. This is our 4th one.
It's been a busy day, guys. That's why we're streaming so late.
Yeah, and so, guys, and you know, we saw other people streaming, Mark Holmes and Law Nation. So when they streamed, you know, we let them have their stream time, and we jump in there when we can. We're busy, too. So, you know, we figured let everything wrap up, and we'll wrap it up one last time, you know, for anything missed, anything fall through the cracks. Speaking of cracks, I guess, when Jalen Smith, you know, and his issues with his knee, you know, we know he's going to be playing because with Anthony Hitchens' knee fracture, you know, behind his kneecap, whatever that injury was. He'll be out for at least 3 to 4 weeks, but that's a good sign because he was supposed to be out 8, we thought, the whole season. Jalen Smith's going to play a lot more. Not in his spot, but just to take up some of the slack, I guess, pick up some of the slack that Hitchens is leaving. Jalen Smith, they said today that he's going to be playing more snaps than any preseason game he's done so far. Again, they wanted to ease him back in, guys. Maybe the last preseason game, or the second to last preseason game against the Raiders, was probably more what the number of snaps they really want to try to keep him at in the regular season. It's going to be more than that, obviously, but they don't want to go too much more than that. So all the guys will pick up the slack. Durant, you know, Wilson, of course, Sean Lee, and you know, Kyle Wilbur, and the new guy too, guys, Elliott, you know, Jay Elliott. That guy's he's check out Law Nation's review on him. I mean, I think he has some potential in our scheme with Rod Marinelli. I think that he can be a decent. He's a linebacker, but he can play the rushing defensive end spot also, and you know, as a linebacker, standing up, whatever. You know, he has some skills, he has some possibilities. You know, we'll see how he pans out. But guys, you know, our linebacking situation, you know, hopefully for 4 or 5 weeks can be filled in by these guys I just mentioned. Hopefully Damian Wilson will not be suspended before then, so we can get Hitchens back and then worry about Wilson's situation at a later time. But he will be playing more. Jalen Smith will be playing more snaps. I don't know about a lot more. He's not going to play the whole game. He's not going to start, but he's going to play more snaps than he did in the Raider game. He's going to be playing more than he did any preseason game, guys. So that's great news. So do you want to talk about how about our quarterbacks? Anything?
Well, guys, we did say that now that Rico Gathers was officially put on IR yesterday, that we might be seeing the Cowboys sign Kellen Moore again, and that was pretty much confirmed. Kellen Moore did sign today with the Cowboys again on the active roster, active 53, taking Rico's spot. Rico should hopefully be returning some point halfway through the season from IR. Another move that we made, we kind of predicted this one as well. Cowboys cut from their practice squad wide receiver Brian Brown and picked up somebody we kind of already knew. Mark Nazacha is on our practice squad as of now. So no word on whether Gavin Escobar, another possible practice squad person, might end up back there. But as of now, Mark Nazacha is back with the Cowboys. And then Brett Doctor, I see you asking about Zeke. So the injunction, basically, if the judge rules with the injunction in Zeke's favor, he will most likely play the entire upcoming football season.
Let me answer that a little bit better, because in a sense that just a little more detail. When we say the entire season, it's not like a set thing. They say, okay, well, now you have the injunction, you can play the whole year. It's the investigation usually takes 4 or 5 months before they can come up with a final ruling on this to see if the temporary injunction sticks. If it doesn't, or it does, it doesn't matter. But if once, let's say in 2 months, they say we found enough to say it doesn't stick, and you know, we're dropping it now, the judge, that means that Zeke has to then start his suspension if the NFL deems it so, which they will at that moment. So that's the thing. That's where it's kind of sticky in between. We don't want him getting stuck in the middle of the year, or especially at the end of the year, losing the 6 games. I'd rather just see him go through the whole season, continue to fight as long as hard as possible, which they already said they're going to do. And then hopefully, you know, if we have to start next season without him for 6 games, unfortunately, that's might be what we have to do, like the Tom Brady situation, guys. So just keep that in mind. It's, you know, it's still, obviously, because they didn't bring it down anywhere from 6 games to anything. They just kept it at 6 games. It's where it hurts a lot. That's where it's bad. The only thing that can help us is if a judge definitely sees that there was evidence suppressed to defame this person, which would be Ezekiel Elliott, and if they can prove that in court, then they might take away all 6 games, not the NFL, but the federal court, right? They would take it. The judge would take it away. So that's the only thing you can see. That's the only way it can turn really good for Zeke. But it's going to be really hard, guys, really, really hard. So trust me, we kind of just got to hope that we get this game in, and then maybe he gets the 6 games after this. We'll see. A lot's going to come out, guys, on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern is when this hearing is going to come to a conclusion sometime before then. So keep keep watching, guys, because something's going to definitely come out soon on Friday about the Zeke, injunction, if it's going to be granted. That's coming out on Friday, so get ready for that. I wanted to touch on one of the things you were talking about. Well, Cedric Thornton, guys, we released him yesterday. I think it was yesterday, I think it was yesterday or Sunday. We released Cedric Thornton, and today the Buffalo Bills picked him up. Just wanted to let you guys know. Not really sure how much they picked him up for. They signed him. Either way, I know we probably get at least. At least a good like $1.5 million saved on the salary cap from that, maybe so more.
Basically, whatever they signed him for, we get that back as a credit from that 4.25.
4.2 is it 4.2, I think.
Okay, 4.2. So either way, so let's say they sign him for 2.2, then that means that the Cowboys, get 2.2 credit, and they only have to pay him $2 million.
Right,
so
and it's off the salary cap.
Yeah, so
right.
no matter what, we still save money, which is great.
Right now, going back to Kellen Moore, who comes in because Rico Gathers was moved to the IR. This was the plan by the Cowboys staff from the beginning to make sure that they can somehow find, Kellen Moore's spot on the starting 53. And that's what we have to keep in mind here. I mean, he might be inactive. We don't know what's going to happen. They have not named the second stringer yet, the backup for the Cowboys. Now we have 3 quarterbacks. Of course, Dak's a starter. But we don't know who Garrett and the coaching staff and the management have not named if it's going to be Kellen Moore as the backup or Cooper Rush as the backup. So I think it should be Cooper Rush, guys. I'm sure most of you agree.
Yes.
But I'm going to say that, we don't know if they're going to keep both guys on the active roster when it comes to the 46 game day roster. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys do with them. Again, I think Moore is garbage. And, I don't like it, but I understand the only reason they probably picked him up, probably 2 reasons. Maybe to keep some of the other teams from maybe grabbing him on a week that they're going to play us. That could be one reason. But I think the main reason is because, he knows the system and the coaches love him for some unknown reason. The coaching staff of the Cowboys love his brain on this. So,
But obviously Cooper Rush is just too good to pass up, guys, thankfully.
Talk about earning your way on a team as an undrafted free agent, guys. Undrafted rookie. That's crazy. As a quarterback.
Gold star, Cooper Rush.
And then as far as the Brian Brown release, again, guys, we have a lot of receivers on our 53, but we also have a lot of receivers on our practice squad. So cutting Brian Brown is not a surprise. We kind of expected something like that. I don't think he really did enough to earn his spot on the team, even at the practice squad. Because we have a lack of linebacker depth is why we got Mark Nasacha, guys. He also, of course, knows the system. Yeah. He's not very good. He does provide some skill on special teams, but he's more for just in case if one of our linebackers currently get hurt or if Damian Wilson gets suspended, you're going to see Nasacha taken off the practice squad and put into the start, the 53-man roster, just because he knows the system and he's been there before. But again, the guy from the Green Bay Packers, Jay Elliott, I think that he's the guy we're going to look at and maybe, would force someone like Nasacha to maybe be cut eventually instead of him, because they're going to fight. They're still fighting for spots when all these other guys like DeMontre Moore and Irving and Hitchens, when they all come back, guys, they're going to have to cut some of these guys, especially, not really Hitchens, but the other 2 for sure, or Rico Gathers. They're going to have to cut somebody. So these are going to be 3 or 4 cuts, guys, that are coming. And this Jay Elliott, Mark Nasacha, maybe, and a couple other guys are still fighting for a spot on the team. That Ben Wicker that we got from Cincinnati, and also the defensive tackle we picked up from Green Bay, Perry, right? I think Perry. Anyways, guys, so there's a lot of still always gonna be movement throughout the season.
No,
just keep Price. I'm sorry, you're right, Price. Yes. So, that's the reasoning behind those guys. Now, let's see, guys. We kind of caught up with the news.
Let's catch up with you guys.
I have to say something. This guy, the guy from My Cowboys Family, I like that picture. Thanks for taking my face like that and doing that to me. But let's see here. I mean, go ahead, baby.
Let's see here. So, just let me see, a little bit of New England crap talking, and then go Jaguars. Frank Guerrero, enjoy the game, seriously. And I believe Manuel Corona, I think you're going to the game as well, guys. Anyone who's going to the game this weekend, have fun, take pictures. And I know it sounds silly, but share it with us on Twitter. We'd love to see your experience at the game, since we can't personally go ourselves. We're not local to the Dallas area, obviously. But,
and we're battling a hurricane too.
Yeah, so, but, it looks awesome. We're really excited to see. Guys, Dallas Cowboys are going to play football again, and we are days away. And not just that, but we get to see Zeke on the.
There we go. We're back. Okay. We should be good now, guys. I hope we still got you. We good?
Let me see. We should be back any second now. I don't know. Let's see.
Offline. Okay, well, we should be back now.
I think we're
Manuel, we're back now. Okay. Yes, and I see Jags fan in here. I think, hey, listen, we take all you guys from all over. I know you got Barry Church. Good luck with him. He was actually probably our best, I'd say our best defensive back that we lost. We lost Claiborne, we lost Carr, and we lost Church and Wilcox. I think that by far Church was the biggest piece missing, because now we have Jeff Heath there, and he sucks. So we didn't get, you know, whatever his name Ward was from the Broncos, so TJ Ward. So, you know, we kind of still hurting there a little bit, but we do have Xavier Woods, and I think by mid-season, also Kevon Frazier, I'm not a big fan of him, but I think someone like Xavier Woods will be possibly taking over for Heath by mid-season, guys. So, I mean, other questions here. Do we hate the Steelers? Giants fan for life? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know if I hate the Eagles. I hate the Giants. I hate the Redskins. I used to hate the Niners during those years in the 90s. I used to hate the Packers for other reasons. But I hate the Steelers too, guys. I hate the Steelers. I got to admit it. I hate them. And again, it's just because of the 70s and the Super Bowls we lost to them, the way we lost them, dropping a touchdown in the end zone that could have possibly been, you know, a game changer. And another could have been our 6th Super Bowl, and they would have had 5. You know, both games were close, guys, in the 70s. Of course, the game, you know, in the 90s that we won, you know, that was close as well, but we kind of controlled that whole game. But in the end, guys, you're the Steelers, you know, because like the Patriots and like the Niners and the Packers and the, you know, Giants, whoever, you know, you guys have, you know, a good amount of Super Bowl rings. We want to catch you guys. We want to be number one. Yeah. We are number one. We want to make sure we solidify it by getting get that 6th ring and get that 7th ring. You know what I mean? And we don't want the Steelers doing that. So let's see here. We back. All right, Danny G, what's up? Gosh. And by the way, and the real Lemming, Morris Claiborne with my Jets now. Hey, you know, my condolences about your Jets, man. Again, you guys had Lucky Whitehead too, and he's out. You know, he's cut with his hurt. You know, he's cut, and he's cut from like the internet almost, because he's off of Instagram and everything.
No, he actually went crazy on Snapchat today. So I don't have a Snapchat, but I heard on Twitter that he was like losing his crap on Snapchat.
Wow,
so.
That's crazy. So I mean, good luck to your Jets. Give the Patriots some tough play there. All right, guys, I'm rooting for you guys to do well. Let's see. I know it's a joke, guy from my Cowboys family. I think it was funny. A good one. Bobby J. Johnson, what's up? Larray Elliott, we nice if Dallas versus Houston in the Super Bowl. I definitely would love to see something like that, because I think we would dominate Houston. But okay, maybe not, because Houston does have a good defense. But I think we'll be able to take you guys with I think our offense is the best in the league, guys. I really do think that with our offensive line and the star power we have, when we have Zeke in there especially, but even without him, I still think without him, we're one of the best. With him, we're the best in the league. So, you know, I love our offense. I think our offense is what makes our defense better. So look for that. Like last year, look for that this season. I see Ozzie 420. Look out for Jordan Lewis. Go Michigan. I agree. I mean, I can't wait for him to be on the field, guys. We just haven't seen him play. He's been in 3 padded practices, and you know he's trying to work his way back in. According to everybody, he's going to be in soon. Probably don't expect him to see him in this game, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm just looking through this here. We would give it, I know. I'm giving everybody a thumbs up there. You hate the Colts Jags fan. Here, I'll give it to you so you can maybe look over some older questions we might have missed. Or
let me see here, guys.
Or I can chat for a second while you check that. Okay, you good?
Here, let me see. I don't think we really missed anything. So, all right, guys. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all the news for now. And we really went in depth with the whole Zeke thing. Obviously, kind of touched on the fact that he is going to take this fight all the way to the end as far as court. That the judge was concerned about the way that Kia Roberts, you know, testimony and her suggestion of having Zeke suspended for 0 games. It wasn't really acknowledged or listened to. It was kind of suppressed. The fact that Goodell and Ms. Thompson, both of them did not testify under oath during this investigation. During the injunction hearing as well. Thankfully, we have Tyrone Crawford coming back. Cheeto and Xavier Woods are also expected to play this week. We don't expect Jordan Lewis, and Chaz Green should be the starting left guard, even though I'm not sure we're 100% in agreement with that, but that's what the Cowboys want. Of course, if he stays healthy.
Let Chaz Green be the backup to Tyron Smith.
Yeah, Jalen Smith will be getting even more snaps, hopefully, against the Giants in this upcoming Week 1 game than he did at all throughout the preseason games. Kellen Moore is back with our team in the active 53-man roster. Nazacha is signed to our practice squad, and we cut Brian Brown. And Cedric Thornton was picked up by Buffalo, which means we get a little bit of that money back from whatever their contract. A little bit more salary cap, a little bit more money. Every dollar counts, guys. So
Shallow Hal's back.
Shallow Hal, thank you for joining us again. And Bobby Johnson, Elite Aubrey, Sheik Nez, Guy from My Cowboys Family, Ozzy. Jags fan, Lorray Elliott. Let me see. I want to make sure I get everybody. How about them Cowboys? The Real Lemming, New York Giants for Life, 2007. Manuel. Let me see. Alid, Frank Guerrero. Seriously, every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. What made us? We'll go ahead and finish up with that question right there, and then we'll go ahead and end it here. So. Well,
let me say something. I want you to finish about how you became a fan, because that's really interesting too. But I will say this, guys, and no, the Giants fan, not for life. Like my daughter said, why would you torture yourself like that? I will say my daughter gave some good cracks to you, New York for Life, 2007. She got you pretty good. I re-listened to that stream for the draft day. My daughter kind of owned you, I gotta say, and she's only 10. But anyways, you guys want to go? You guys want to go watch that? Go ahead and check back a couple days ago. You'll see. I think Saturday's stream we had a whole bunch. Yeah. My father was a Giants diehard fan, and again, guys, because I lived in Jersey, and I'll go through all how we got to become our Cowboy fans. But I'm gonna say Jags fan. If you subscribe to our page, and you could look at our introduction video. It tells you how we are a Cowboys family and how we became it. I mean, my mom was with the Roger Staubach days back in the 70s when he was there. That's when she started liking football. That's when she fell in love with the Cowboys, I think because of him. And so Roger the Dodger. So that's how she probably got started. But me, my dad was the influencing factor on football for me in my life. To start me off, I played Pee Wee, Pop Warner in New Jersey. 10 minutes from Meadowlands, from Giant Stadium, guys. So football was all around me constantly. Obviously, it was no internet, and you couldn't just watch any game you wanted on DirecTV. It was Giants, Jets, and Giants. That's all you had to see. But the good thing is we were in the same division, guys, and seeing the cheerleaders, seeing the Cowboy colors, sorry, you knew that, yeah. And seeing those Cowboy colors, that star and that helmet, I mean, look at how beautiful is that, guys? Seriously. How beautiful is that, and how beautiful is this? You see what I'm saying? So, guys, I mean, I fell in love with the Dallas Cowboys. Aside from my family, they were my next love. And you know that. Yeah. So I've been a Cowboy fan since 5 and 6 years old, guys. Since the early 80s when Danny White and Tony Dorsett and Randy White and Ed Too-Tall Jones and all that crew. And then we ended up going like 1-15, and you got Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. Then, everyone's like, oh, you're a bandwagon fan. Hell no. I went through 3-13 with Tom Landry and 1-15 with Jimmy Johnson. Don't tell me that. So, I've been there for the good, the bad, and the ugly, guys. And my daughter, I gotta, yeah, exactly. I brainwashed. You gotta bring them up right, guys. And so, got her in the Romo jersey when she was little, and she fell in love with the Cowboys as well. Now she's a big time Cowboy fan, guys. She knows a lot more about football than you might think for a 10-year-old girl. Also, the flag football, our flag football team. We coach the flag football team of 8 to 10-year-olds. Her son.
And my son was 7 at the time.
Yeah, and her son is 7 and was playing, in our league with, and we were one of the best teams in the league, and we were actually the #1 ranked team. And my daughter was the quarterback on the team. Did fantastic. Did like a little Dak Prescott, no interceptions, a lot of touchdowns, no interceptions. She was a good game manager out there, guys. Yeah. So we're a real, true football family, and our team name, from the area we're from. And they were the Cowboys. We were the, Bear Creek Cowboys. So, guys, we love our Cowboys, guys. I love my Cowboys. My mother is a big Cowboys fan. And my daughter is a huge Cowboys fan. I'm the king Cowboy fan when it comes to this Cowboys family. And then we met about 4.5 years ago, and then I'll let her tell you.
So, the only time I really cared about football or was in a football stadium was for marching band competitions, guys. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and I did not care about football at all. I just knew I hated the Eagles. That's one thing I always knew. I hated the Eagles, couldn't stand them, didn't want anything to do with them. And when I met him, obviously he loved football. He was really passionate about it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's, interesting, cool. And I didn't know much, so as obviously we spent more time together and I watched more of it, I asked more questions, I started getting more and more into it. And before long, I took it a little too extreme. And, by last year, I was getting to the point where, I was following players on Twitter and I was, all over the internet. Yes, I got him into, a different level of it because I was telling him, I'm like, oh, did you hear this news? And did you find this out? He's like, no, how do you know? And I'm like, it's right here. It's all of this is right here. Look. And we got so into the Cowboys and just every aspect of it, and this is my first time really being a part of the draft. I got to see, we watched almost the entire draft and, training camp and the preseason, all of it. So it really just, opened my eyes even more to like how much work and heart and preparation and just how much things need to go right for a football team to have a successful season. And I'm just so excited because I think the Cowboys have a lot of those things right now, and I really do think that we can make it all the way to the Super Bowl and win. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Cowboys fan. I genuinely believe they have what it takes.
And multiple times, I think, we can make it, we have a 5-6 year span here. We have a good shot to get a couple in there, guys. So I'm not saying we're going to get it every year. I'm not saying we're going to, be like, win 6 in a row. But I am saying that in the next 5 years, guys, watch out for a Super Bowl or two.
Yes.
A ring or two, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, guys, I know, we'll see what happens. This Zeke thing is going to definitely put a damper on things in a way. It already has for this season, but I think it's going to give us a little more oomph to go after it,
Maybe we'll pull a Tom Brady-esque move, and, Tom Brady came back hotter than ever after those 4 games. Zeke, after this whole court thing, he better light a fire on that field is all I'm saying.
And the thing is, guys, it is easier to be it's easier to be a quarterback and just take over because you are the brain, the controller of your offense. But Zeke is not like that. But Zeke, when he gets that ball in his hand, in his hands, he's going to feast, guys. He's going to feast on every yard, on every player that comes his way. He's going to run them over. He's going to make them pay, guys. And that means the Giants, too, this weekend. So, I mean, I think that we are sitting in a very good spot, even with this all the drama surrounding our team. As far as the Cowboys and our fandom is concerned, I mean, your son also, her son has probably, he's the youngest, but he definitely has been, he's a beast on the field, guys, on a football field. He's a great running back. He's like a little mini Zeke out there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you guys that, football is life, guys. That's why we all fell in love with it. I mean, that's why I fell in love with it. That's why you fell in love with it. I mean, it's just so much about it, so many techniques in every position. It's like chess on a football field, guys, with humans playing it, like using their bodies, and you're going to have certain jobs to do like in chess. It's a strategy game. It's more, really, it's a lot of toughness, and of course there's endurance and toughness. You need strength, but it's mostly brains and strategy, guys, and how to work it.
Cowboys for life said, same here. I turn any female I meet into a Cowboy fan.
I try to do that too, guys.
No, but you know what? The thing is, honestly, football and being a part of it is I could have easily just sat here on the couch and played my video games or I love reading or read or done something else. And honestly in the beginning of our relationship I did that for the most part.
Yeah, in the beginning she did that. I mean and that was cool. We were cool with that because we understood that was the way it was going to be.
It worked for us. Like in the important parts I might look up or something, and obviously I always understood his passion for football. But like I said, when I slowly started understanding, the biggest thing is from understanding it. Once I understood football more, I realized it's not just a bunch of dumb jocks hitting each other with the ball. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of strategy involved. And again, it got fun, especially because it does feel like almost like a video game or chess, but the pieces are constantly getting injured or messing up off the field.
Or doing great.
or doing great, but more of the problem ones.
Yeah, I know. And I see Spade over there. And yes, I know, Danny G, thank you for just making that clear. But yes, I shouldn't even say his name. But yes, we know that Witten is by far not the worst. He's a Hall of Fame guy. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer tight end, guys. He's going to be the second best tight end in the history of the NFL, and I think the third best yards for any position in the NFL, guys. So, Witten is the man. He's the GOAT. When it comes to tight ends, he's definitely one of the best of all time, guys. And New York for life, good job. You play center for and listen, I started off when I played in Pee Wee, I was playing center, guard, tackle. I played the whole offensive line. That's when you start really. And guys, it is more difficult. It's not just going out there and hitting somebody, guys. Trust me. And then I ended up playing quarterback. As you can see, if you watch the video, our intro video, you'll see in I play for the Cowboys as well. And I already was a Cowboys fan before I was on a Pee Wee team, guys, and I was like 7 in that picture. You can see that. You can see that video, the introduction video. Definitely take a look at it. If you can't find it in the intro, you just go scroll away to our first video. It's that one, and it's really, it's about 3 minutes. It's just informative, a quick little info about us and what we're about, guys. It's a family-friendly channel. We like to trash talk, but in a mature kind of way. We try not to be just biased, crazy, stupid Cowboy fans just saying Cowboys going to win every game. We try to give you the honest opinions, and sometimes you might not like it because the Cowboys are one of the best teams in the league, guys. And when we say they're great or they're having a great game or they're doing well, it's because they really are. So, we invite all fans here, even the Giants, Eagles, and Redskins fans. And, it's all good. We like the good conversation and that whole atmosphere of football. It's part of our, these next 6 months, it's part of our life. We're a football family, and school, work, and other things, eating, sleeping, eating, and football, guys. I mean, that's it, you know, and family.
Yeah.
So, you know, we hope you guys stick around with us throughout the season, guys. This is going to be a daily thing. Game days, I mean, it's going to be crazy on game day, guys. We're going to try not to curse, but I can't promise anything.
No, but seriously,
I have a special cursing room I'm going to go to if I have to.
But no, seriously, guys. I mean, the fact that, I mean, is one of you guys, we're up to over 300 subscribers now. Yes, thanks to you guys. And honestly, you know, you guys are what make, you know, us great. And it sounds lame to say, but it's true because, you know, we love having these discussions, these back and forth, and, you know, and really just letting you guys know what we think, what we feel, and talking with you guys, having a discussion. So, Mr. Wright, Cowboys Abroad, thanks for joining us. You know, Cowboys 10-6. I still think they can go 11-5. Yeah. But if
you never know with Zeke.
You never know with Zeke. Zeke is a big part of that, but. You know, seriously, guys, thank you so much for being here. And, yeah, this is only preseason. We've only just begun. So the real fun starts this Sunday right here.
I mean, guys, keep a lookout also for tomorrow's Eagle video. We have a little Philadelphia Eagle review for the 2017 season. Now, we had a preview of the preseason. Now we have a review of the regular season because we kind of want to review it before it kicks off. Because we want to kind of, I guess it's a preview. Yeah. But, you know, what we're trying to do, guys, is basically, you know, just go over the main teams in our division, all three of them, the other three. We go over our team every day, so we don't have to really go over them. We think we kind of in agreement about being 11-5. I mean, I think if the Cowboys have a really great season, they'd possibly go 12-4, but I don't see it being more than that with the tough schedule and the tough division. And we play in a tough division. We play the AFC West this year, all four of us, all four teams, and we play the NFC West, which is another tough division, guys. The Cardinals, the Seahawks, you know, the Rams have a decent defense, 49ers, but guys, I mean, it's a tough schedule for everybody in this division, guys. So everybody's going to be hitting the 11. You know, if you get 11 wins in this division, you probably win in the division, guys. Yeah. I think it's going to be a runoff between the Giants and Cowboys. I think Eagles going to be right there. Don't get me wrong, Eagle fans. You guys are going to be in the running pretty much the whole time into December. Redskin fans, maybe, as you saw today, our viewpoint was they'll probably drop off a little bit
around
late
November, Thanksgiving time. I would say expect them to start slowly moving down.
Yeah, slowly moving out of the playoff picture, wild card race. I mean, you know, NFC East divisional race and all that stuff. So, again, guys, our opinions. Comment on the Redskins one, what you think. Tomorrow's the Eagles, and then we have the Giants on Thursday, and then we have a lot more stuff coming up the next 2 days before game day. So be ready for that. I'll let you finish it up, baby.
Yeah, no, Spade game. The only comment I'll make about Jason Witten is this: you're wrong. Jason Witten's the GOAT, absolute best of all time. Sorry. Let's see. Your growth has been crazy. Keep it up. Thank you, Guy from my Cowboys family. Seriously, it's thanks to you guys, all the support.
Actually, Guy is the reason why we know we've made it. I'm just
seriously, no, I'm not even joking. When I saw him, I'm like, oh, it's that guy who, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, what's his name? He said he was the guy from my Cowboys family, and of course I couldn't find you, but now you're here.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. So we appreciate it, guys. Thank you. You know, we appreciate every single view, every single like, and if you guys want to, you know, we have a Patreon page to help us donate. Try to get another microphone. That's what we're trying to do, so we can double it up and not have to switch it back and forth. Everything here costs money. We do this for free on our own time. We're not doing this to make money. If you want to donate, you can go through Patreon. Another way of donating without actually going there would be just to watch the little ad or whatever that's thrown on before or in the video. Just watch it. Don't skip it. Hey, you give us like a nickel, guys, just without even spending money. So we appreciate it. Eventually, we'll be able to get one of these. So again, guys, just, you know, be here, get the notifications on your subscription, and, you know, you'll get our live streams. We do them every day. We do at least one video of some sort every day. So check back with us, guys. We're going to be here all the time. Give us the like on this stream. There's a whole bunch of you in here. Just, you know, hit the like. It'll boost our visibility, and, you know, we appreciate every single one of you guys. All right, so
so no, thank you guys so much for joining us. And then Cowboys Abroad, we are safe, we're good to go, we're all stocked up on supplies.
Yes, thank you for
finding our time and waiting.
Thank you for the concern, man. We appreciate it. And, you know, we've been through many. I know I've been through many hurricanes here in Florida, even worse ones. I mean, well, this might be the worst one yet, but we know what to do to stay safe, so we're good. We're gonna really, you know, aside from being number one safe and keeping make sure the family's safe. Next thing is watching the Cowboy game. It's going to be hitting around that same time, guys. So we're going to do our best to kind of still watch, still stream, and get through the hurricane. You might be watching us getting through the hurricane. So if we got power. So
you know, it's like Cowboys and Storm Chasers all at once.
You get like double, triple stuff. You get a reaction video, you get football, you get Storm Chasers.
So guys, you know, we're giving you everything here. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up. It is starting to get kind of late. So definitely stay tuned tomorrow for every, you know, Cowboys update. You know, the Ezekiel Elliott news. So
the Philly video. And again, guys, on Thursday is going to be, of course, the Giants video, but also, you know, more updates, and, you know, any little last second tweaks that the Cowboys are going to do, any little set positions we're going to figure out if Jordan Lewis is going to play, and how long the other guys, Chidobe and Xavier Woods, going to play, if you know how much they're going to play, Chaz Green, Jonathan Cooper, all that's going to be updated in the next 2 days. And then Friday, aside from all the other stuff we're going to be talking about, it's the Zeke, you know, decision by the judge in East Texas, and it's going to be a big news whether he's going to be able to play, you know, basically the season out, or he's going to be, you know, missing games basically weeks 2 through 8 or so, you know, because of the bye week for us. So we miss him till week 8. So guys, you know, we get him back at week 8. Guys, just, you know, keep back, hit the like, subscribe, the little notification button, and, you know, we'll see you guys here back again tomorrow, guys.
So
thanks again.
And oh wait, no, can't forget.
Oh wait, what? Oh yeah. Go Cowboys! Always and forever, baby.
We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Good night, and go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.